Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 7 of the Slams of May, the month dedicated to the good, the bad, and the ugly of May pay-per-views. From WWE and WCW. No ECW because I'm not a big fan of the original ECW. The only ECW review I would ever do would be December to Dismember, just because. And even then, I don't, but anyway. This Slam of May is Slamboree 1996. Before Slamboree, with the Battle Bowl concept. Which, if you're unfamiliar with, it's a concept in this case in which 32 men were entered into this Battle Bowl competition, and random teams were drawn. And after 2 rounds of competition, the 8 surviving men, which is a quarter of the field, would be put into Battle Bowl itself. And the winner was originally supposed to get a WCW World Heavyweight Championship match at the Great American Bash, but that actually didn't happen, making this entire pay-per-view irrelevant, but I'll get to that later. So our opening contest, Road Warrior Animal and Booker T versus Road Warrior Hawk and Lex Luger. There's nothing special in this match. Animal and Luger pretty much work the entire match themselves, and the match is a double count-out. So our next match is Public Enemy versus Chris Benoit and the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan. Half a star, Public Enemy win when they put Benoit through a table and Sullivan moves and walks down on Benoit. Half a star. So then we get Sergeant Craig Pittman and Scott Steiner versus Rick Steiner and the Booty Man in, quite frankly, the best match of this entire Battle Bowl. It's the best match of the entire Battle Bowl competition. It's a 2-star tag match. Scott Steiner and Craig Pittman, as well as Rick Steiner and the Booty Man, work surprisingly well as a tag team. And the Steiners actually fight each other, which is something they didn't have the Road Warriors do. So, good match. Finish comes when Craig Pittman he has his Code Red arm breaker locked into Rick Steiner, but Rick manages to tag the Booty Man and all that. And he hits Rick Steiner he hits Pittman with a German suplex to get the win. So then we get the Blue Bloods, Steven Regal and Dave Taylor, who is filling in for Fit Finley, who WCW would not let wrestle because he was he had glass in his eye from that parking lot fight a couple weeks before on Nitro. And they're taking on Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, and VK Wall Street in a 1-star tag match just because of the storyline of Duggan and Wall Street not getting along, and Duggan essentially has to win the match on his own. So then we get Dick Slater and Earl Robert Eaton versus Disco Inferno and Alex Wright. So if you thought that 1998 was the first time Disco and Alex Wright were a tag team, you'd be wrong. They were a team here a full 2 years before the Dancing Fools ever showed up as a full-time tag team. This is a half-a-star tag match, nothing special. Dick Slater wins by hitting Disco Inferno in the back of his cowboy boot. So then it's Diamond Dallas Page and Barbarian versus Meng and Hugh Morris, 1.5 stars. The second best Battle Bowl tag match of the competition, at least of the first round. Page and the Barbarian win after a double pin, but Page's foot's on the rope and Barbarian managed to pin Hugh Morris. So then it's Big Bubba and Stevie Ray versus Fire and Ice, which is Scott Norton and Ice Train, in a in the clothesline match, because the clothesline is the most popular move in this match by all 4 guys. No stars here. Bubba and Ray collide with each other, and then Fire and Ice hit a double shoulder and win. So then we get Ric Flair and the Macho Man Eddie Savage versus Eddie Guerrero and Arn Anderson. 1 star just for the fact that this story is all about Ric Flair and Savage and Arn Anderson. Anderson actually DDTs Eddie and Flair covers them, allowing him and Savage to win the match. So then we get the WCW Cruiserweight Championship match, which is the best match on this show. It's Dean Malenko versus Brad Armstrong in a historic match because this is the first time ever that the WCW Cruiserweight Championship was defended on a pay-per-view. So it's the first ever Cruiserweight Championship match, a staple of some of the good things WCW is doing later, which become something that made WCW popular. This was their very first time they got to have their own championship match defended. So it's a historic match in that case. And it's actually not a bad match. It's a really good match. Finish comes with Malenko catches Armstrong coming off the top rope with a gutbuster and wins the match. So then we get round 2 of Battle Bowl starts. As it's Dick Slater and Robert Eaton versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan and VK Wall Street. Half a star, Duggan fights all 3 guys, and Slater and Eaton win. So then we get a match that really doesn't happen, as it's Public Enemy versus Rick Steiner and Randy Savage. Savage and Flair just fight on the floor, and Public Enemy basically win via forfeit. I should mention that because of the double countout in the first match, Fire and Ice went straight to Battle Bowl. So, in Battle Bowl at this point, you have Norton, Ice Train, Slater, Eaton, and Public Enemy. So the final Battle Bowl match of the Battle Bowl portion is Diamond Dallas Page and the Barbarian versus the Booty Man and Rick Steiner. 1.5 stars. Page and Barbarian win after Page elbows Booty Man in a pin. Or something like that. So they round out Battle Bowl. So the final 8 of Battle Bowl are Scott Norton, Ice Train, Earl, Dick Slater, Bobby Eaton, Public Enemy, and Diamond Dallas Page and the Barbarian. So then we get the WCW United States Championship match, and the second best match on this card, as it's Conan versus Jushin Thunder Liger. 3 stars. This is a really good international match between Conan and Liger. A lot of back and forth action. Conan wins with his splash with his crucifix power bomb called the Power Drop at the time, and he retains the U.S. title. He would lose it back to Beach 1996. So then we got the 8-man Battle Bowl, an over-the-top rope, or at least so they said, Battle Royal. Half a star here for the first 4 eliminations. It is over the top, as Rocco Rock, Earl Robert Eaton, Dick Slater, and Scott Norton all eliminated via an over-the-top rope. However, then we get messed up, and leave it to WCW to mess up the Battle Royal concept, because out of the blue, Diamond Dallas Page hits 3 diamond cutters and somehow starts eliminating people via pinfall in a Battle Royal that they specifically said could only be won by going over the top rope. They never mentioned anything about pinfalls. Now, to World War III 1998's credit, they actually did mention the pinfall or submission credit could be eliminated. You could be eliminated from that Battle Royal. So I don't know how WCW kept finding ways to mess up concepts like that. So because of that, Battle Bowl only gets a half a star, because winning Battle Royals by pinfall is utterly stupid. And DDP won after a diamond cutter on the Barbarian. So then we get the WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. The Giant versus Sting, and Jimmy Hart and Lex Luger are handcuffed to each other. This is a 1.5 star match. It goes under, I think it just goes a little over 10 minutes. Finish comes when there's a ref bump. In fact, there's 2 of them. Finish comes when Sting's got the Giant and the Scorpion Deathlock, but Jimmy Hart and Lex Luger are fighting over the megaphone, and while they're fighting, the megaphone goes into Sting's face, and it allows the Giant to chokeslam Sting and retain the championship. So yeah, the Big Show actually holds a victory over Sting. Isn't that something? 1.5 stars. So out of a possible 75 stars, this show gets a 17.5. Now, to be a C, it would need to be 35.5. That means to be, so it's not an F, but it's a D minus, because it's not even in the D plus range. It would be somewhere in the 20s. So it's not even in the D plus range. So it's not even the normal D range. So it's, I'm going to give it an actual, yeah, it's in the D range, because it's not a D plus, but it's not a D minus. So it's a straight up D. The next time we visit WCW Slamboree will be Slamboree 97. And the next video in Slamboree, which is tomorrow, is Judgment Day 2001. So, this will be in the Slamboree playlist. If you like the video, like button's down there, subscribe button's down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.